What's my favorite word? What's my favorite word? What's my favorite word? There you go. Okay, Rhoda. I see you waking up. You say shalom. If I hear that shalahama, man, I am funny, man. I'm gonna just let y'all know I am the funniest Israelite on the planet. I'm the funniest. Salam Cap, can you hear what's going on with these white farmers wanting black people to come? No, I haven't heard of that, Emilion. You gotta send me the link for that. Send me the link for that. I need the link for that joint right there. Definitely need the link for that. Let me add this. I'm about to add this crazy picture. I'm about to upload this crazy thumbnail. Where you at? I'm gonna add this crazy thumbnail. I got this thumbnail from Red Lipstick's channel. I subscribe to the sister. Yeah, let me change that image real fast. Change. Come on, dude. Change. I just want to change the image, man. Let me change the image. Why can- Jesus Christ. Why I gotta go through all of this, man? I just want to change the image. That's all I want to do. I just want to change the image, dude. Oh, never mind. I'm going through all that. I know the easier way. Oh, I don't know if I could do it while it's live. Let me see. Nope. I gotta do it through my web browser, and my web browser is being a pain in the tail. Let me see. Same. All right, I'll try to change it later. Let me just share this live stream. Shout out to Just Starting Paint. Let me share this copy link. Let me come over here. I'm actually hungry this morning, man. I went to the gym. I got up and went to the gym at 6:30. I had a protein shake when I got out the gym, but my stomach is hungry right now. Live now. Let me go to my Instagram, Captain Tazaryach TV. Live now. Paste. Slocky, sir, what's the work? The workout I did today is shoulders. As you can see, I am in my lab. I call this my lab where all the magic works. I want to show. I'm gonna show y'all something, that I got. So I'm in my lab making orders, fulfilling orders. There's a couple of people that I owe cents to. There's a couple of people that their orders were delayed. So for all of the people that have a delayed order, sometimes I mix the biceps and shoulders together too. So for the people that have had a delayed order, you'll get your order with a little extra something something up in there. I do that. It knows me, knows that when even my brother from Australia, he had ordered an order from Australia and he ordered it through Amazon. And I told him to order it through Etsy. When it came in through Etsy, I threw him a little something extra. So sorry for the little slight delay. Sometimes like Cookie Master. So I got Cookie Master right here. This is the Cookie Master oil. For anybody that knows how to master that cookie. Anybody that knows how to master that cookie. I need you to that peach back a Rhoda. I mean, I need you to reword that what you just said. I need you to reword that. I don't know that I've ever had a peach. Um, well, I've had a peach, but I don't know what peach you talk about. So I need you to reword that for me so we can get a better understanding of what you talking about in the chat. You gotta be careful what you say. Uh, you gotta be careful what you say around me, cause I mean, you put. I'm gonna just act like you made a mistake. So I'm actually in my lab. I'm gonna show y'all. Um, Probably maybe like 20 or 30 minutes in. That's not awful though. That's good. It's probably about 20 or 30 minutes in. I'm gonna show y'all. I actually got a new. I replaced my fish. When is the debate, Captain Deacon and the believer of the way? Who's believer of the way? Who's that? Judgment. Can you call in and tell me what two women I'm gonna be judged for cursing out? The phone number is 862-224-9027. Can you please call in and tell me how I'm gonna be judged for cursing two women out? Because I don't know what two women you're talking about. Okay? It's Wednesday. That could have been yesterday. So if you can show me that, it'd be great. If you can call in, and that would be great. Yeah, I actually was talking about that debate today, so I'm gonna do a follow-up. The Sabbath debate. Oh, okay. So you talk about I do believe that there's a debate between Deacon and Ratazan, I believe is the brother's name. They're debating the Sabbath. I mean, who about to sit through? I don't want Israel's so Israel is the most sensitive. Listen. Israelites like to think that Christians are sensitive, but Israelites be the most sensitive people on the planet. Like if I say, who's gonna sit in and listen to a 2-hour debate about the Sabbath, they gonna say Cap is hating. But y'all tell me, y'all keep it 100. Who's excited to sit and listen to a debate about a lunar Sabbath versus the 7-day Sabbath? Somebody just let me know. And to show you how I'm unbiased, there's a debate that Deacon is having with Gadal, and I've been pushing for Gadal to get it because he's been talking so much trash. And Gadal is an Old Testament Israelite. Now I ain't got no issue with Deacon, Gadal, nobody like that. So I speak from a free man position. What I mean by free man position, this ain't no animosity, no nothing like that. But even Gadal and Deacon's debate, outside of wanting to see them debate, I don't know if I want to sit through that either. It's just like boxing matches, a UFC match, battle rap. I'll give a perfect example. Battle rap. I went to the Nome event, right? I went to the Nome event. So I think it was like 6 battles. The one battle I wasn't looking forward to is T-Top versus, I think, 40. I think he battled 40. And I wasn't interested in that. So because, battles is, it's subjective. It ain't, but that's what they debating. I mean, if you got to have a 2-hour debate about that, maybe because you do have people that follow a new moon Sabbath. I mean, that's the weirdest shit to me. I call them niggas Muslims. Listen, I was in the clubhouse room yesterday, and they was talking about the lunar Sabbath, and this what I said, and this how you know this ain't got nothing to do with Deacon and them, because I believe this brother Yawasop, caller, hold on one second. This brother Yawasop was on there. This brother Yawasop was in the room, and so I believe he takes the position, and it was another brother that takes the position of lunar Sabbath. And here's what I said exactly to him. I said, the only thing y'all niggas missing is a crescent moon. And y'all niggas is Muslims. I said, y'all should get that shield of David, put that moon on top of it, and y'all niggas become Muslims. Goddamn moon worshippers. You damn moon worshippers. That's how I look at all y'all. I'm just telling y'all. I can laugh and joke and all that, but when you tell me you keep the Sabbath, the 7-day Sabbath, based on the moon, nigga, you's a moon worshiper to me. And I'm gonna laugh with you. I'm gonna joke with you. I'm gonna do. Yahweh Sab is my boy, but he's a moon worshiper. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, are you speaking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yes.
Okay, do you have any comments on the mayor's race that last night?
No, I don't keep. I didn't keep track. I didn't even know that there was a mayor's race.
No, it's a primary. It's a primary in New York.
Well, I'm not from New.
Mamdani won the
Yeah, I'm not
primary.
from New York. I'm from Jersey, and I do cover stories globally. Like if it's a story,
Oh,
but I'm not too familiar with the New York thing to really speak. I'm not familiar with it.
oh, all right. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Yeah, so I mean, that's just how I feel about you moon worshipers. Y'all niggas just worship the moon, man. It's not solid. It's not foundational. And I know when I say that, you know what brother's gonna say? When somebody bring in the tape, somebody gonna make a clip and say, Cap got an issue with the new moon, with the moon Sabbath. If you got an issue with it, debate it. I'm not debating that, man. It's a waste of my time. But I can give commentary. Like we give commentary on a lot of things that we don't debate. Cat, what about a class on heaven and hell? Yeah, I could do that. I could do a class on heaven and hell. That's not a problem. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This Yahupanom down in DC side, Maryland DC side.
Okay, Yahukanan, you got a question or comment, brother?
Yeah, I've been wondering about your take on the new moon and and my folks are from South Carolina, so we do got the flag with the crescent moon and the palm tree, right?
That's not, but that's not you represent Israel. You just talk about that where you live at. They have that flag.
No, that's where my people is from. That's where my family is
Yeah,
from.
that's what I'm
I'm up
saying.
here
Where
in
they
the DC
from, they
side.
have that flag for that area where they're from, right? Okay, go
Yeah, it's a
ahead.
lot of Moorish and black Jews down there in South Carolina, specifically Charleston too.
Okay.
So so I wanted to just hip everyone to a thing that I found out years ago.
Hold on, before you
And
before you say before you go to tribes of Israel, just call in to ask me my take on Lucifer in the Bible. Just call in and I'll answer it. Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
thank you. So I discovered something through one of my ox, and what they was explaining to me was how the seventh day Sabbath isn't really on the seventh day because we have a new moon at the beginning of the month. When the crescent moon appears, you know that is the beginning of the month.
Right.
Moon starts to wane and wax, right?
Right.
So what he was explaining to me is that the new moon, when the crescent shows, it is a Sabbath. That is not considered a work day of the week.
Where's that at in the Bible?
It's right there in the Torah and the Tanakh. You know that the new
Take
moon
me.
is a Shabbat. Is the new moon not a Shabbat?
It's not. I haven't read that it's a Sabbath. Can you show me where the moon is a Sabbath?
Absolutely. I
Thank
can
you.
show you that the new moon is a Shabbat. The
Yes,
new
sir.
moon, you're supposed to blow the trumpets. You're supposed to have
No, I didn't ask. I didn't ask.
festival in the
No,
feast.
no. You changing now. Now you changing to blowing a trumpet. I didn't ask if you blow a trumpet in the moon. I asked if it's a Sabbath. Like when I read Leviticus the 23rd chapter, we read all of the Sabbaths. New moon is not mentioned as a Sabbath in Leviticus the 23rd chapter. So if you're going to tell me the moon is a Sabbath, you just made a statement that say when you see that crescent moon, it's interesting you said crescent moon because the Muslims have a crescent moon, that's the Sabbath. So I'm asking you to show me that in the
No,
Bible.
I'm not. I know. I'm not saying that is the actual Shabbat. That's not the day of rest of the seventh day. That would be the first day. Let me grab it here. Let me my bad. Let me just pause off that. Let me go ahead and search this right quick here and get right to you. But I'm not saying that the sighting of the moon.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying the moon is not a Sabbath, period. That's what I'm saying. I have
Hold
not
on.
read
So
in the
you're
Bible.
saying that there is no new moon festival? There's no such thing as a new
Listen,
moon.
there's a you familiar with Hanukkah, right? or Hanukkah?
Yeah, Hanukkah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Is that a Sabbath?
Hanukkah. That's been something that's been on. Yeah, that's something that's been like here and there with me. I'm not exactly sure
Okay.
how
No.
to.
So I'll help you out. Hanukkah is not a Sabbath, even though it's a feast.
My bad. Hold on.
Oh, no
Yeah.
problem.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No
Go ahead.
problem.
You good? You good.
Hanukkah is not a Sabbath, even though it's a feast and a celebration. It's the restoration of the temple, but it's not a Sabbath. It's a feast. Purim is not a Sabbath, even though it's a feast. So just because you have a feast, and the new moon, when you read Numbers, I think it's Numbers 28 and 10, it'll tell you in the beginning of the months, that's when you would do your sacrifices. You would bring a sacrifice. So there's things that were done in the beginning of the month, but the moon itself is not a Sabbath. That's how niggas begin to worship the moon. We don't worship the moon. So no, the moon is not a Sabbath. If you read to me things that they did in the beginning of the month, I'm going to agree with you. And so each new moon does represent the beginning of the month. And so like when I read, if you go to the book of Numbers with me, if you go to
You at
Numbers,
number 10:10?
no, not that one. I'll go to, if you go to Numbers 28 and I believe it's verse 11. So if you go to
Okay, let me
number,
get
if
there
you,
with you.
go ahead.
You said Numbers 28:11.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. Yup. There
Yep,
you go.
there you go.
Yup.
So it
Yup. Yup.
says, and in the beginning of your months, ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord, 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs, the first year without spot. So now, how will you know when it's the beginning of the month? By the moon. So when what you did to describe observing when a new moon is there, I agree with you. When you say, and I'm bringing you a verse that there were things that they did in the beginning of the month, I agree with you. But somebody just put in the super chat, said, ask him, does he follow the 7 day as a Sabbath? Do you follow the 7 day Sabbath?
Mm, somewhat to a measure. To a measure. To a measure.
That
Yeah.
see now
And this is the reason why I
that's where we're
called. This
gonna
is
have the
why I
conundrum.
called.
That's where we're gonna have the conundrum because now y'all about to play with arithmetic and geometry and algebra and math because if you go by the moon, 7 ain't always 7. Hold on 1 second. Don't hang up, brother. Hold on 1 second.
I'm with you.
Caller, hold on. All right. So now, because once you say 7 is not 7, then 7 ain't 7.
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. So let's just say uh let's consider this idea. Let's consider the idea.
Okay.
Let's consider the idea that the first day of the month is a Shabbat as far as no servile work. So you can't work for labor. You can go clean the house, you can sweep up, but you can't pay like one of your servants to come and do it. But you can do it, or they can do it for free, but they can't do it as a charge. You can't pay them for that. This is like I said, this hypothetical. If we're talking about the new moon, the first day of the month shall be a solemn festival and rest. You cannot do any servile work, right?
Where can
So
we
now
read
it's
that?
the first.
You're asking me to walk with you with this?
I mean, we can. I'm just, I'm trying
I,
to get straight to the point, so I don't hold you too
yeah,
long.
but
I know you got a
but
lot
when
of
you say
people that
straight
want to
to
call in.
okay,
So
when you say straight to the point, if you could just give me to a book chapter verse and then explain because that right there sound like a hypothetical.
okay, let's do numbers. I said numbers 10,
Yeah, you
10.
had said Numbers 10:10 earlier, so let me get there with you. So
Let's
Numbers
see.
10:10. Let me see.
See
That
my
says,
bad.
also in
My
the day of
English.
gladness and your solemn days, and in the beginning of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifice of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord.
Right. Okay. Numbers 10:10. That joint disappeared on my
Yeah,
laptop. Let
yeah, I
me
just
get
read
back
it.
with you. Right?
Yeah, I just read it for you, brother.
Hold on. Let me get the reference
Yeah,
to it though.
you can trust me. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so Leviticus 23:24. That is the dagger
It
right
says
there.
speak.
That
It
should be the
says.
dagger.
It says. Hold on 1 second, caller. Caller, hold on.
24.
Okay, you got it in front of you.
Oh, excuse me. Hold up, because that's talking about the 7th month. Hold on now.
Listen, brother. I mean, listen. That brother said, "Hey, brother, you funny, right?" And I dig the honesty, right? Because it's rare
Yeah.
that, of course, we have two different opposing sides. But I like when we're honest, right? So he first said that was the dagger. Then he said, "Hold up, wait.
Yeah, hold on. That was I mistook. That's why I'm saying my laptop a little funny over here. It's got a little older school laptop. But
Yeah, it's cool, brother. It's cool, brother. Don't even trip, man. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today that that the moon, there were things done on the moon, and because and the reason why, like, there's a verse that says from from Sabbath to Sabbath and moon to moon. I believe that's what it says. Let me see if I think that might be in Amos, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you what that means and why we use it. I'm sorry, it wasn't Amos, it was Isaiah. So in Isaiah 66:23, right, it says, "And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come and worship before me, saith the Lord." And so what that's saying, when you read that, is that from one week to week and month to month, we gonna come and serve the Lord. Because the moon is the root word where the word month come from. Month comes from moon. So every new moon represents a new month. And every month we had to bring sacrifices. That's the significance of observing the moon. When it comes to Sabbath, in Leviticus the 23rd chapter, that's when you get all the Sabbaths. Anything outside of that is not a Sabbath. So back to 7 days, you notice it says from one Sabbath to another. So 7 to 7. Even if let's say if somebody came to me and said the Sabbath is not sundown Friday to sundown Saturday, but they believe the Sabbath is sundown Tuesday to sundown Wednesday, and their Sabbath is that every 7 days. I would even respect that you disagree with the calendar that we go by, but you still following the 7 7 7 7 7 every 7. But when you come to that moon crap, there's some days you're gonna be off. You gotta chop off a day here, chop off a day here. That's too stupid. That's stupid. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. So probably stupid is the wrong word because I wasn't even thinking about you when I said it. I was thinking about every Israelite that's teaching it. So that I wasn't talking to you. So I apologize for that. But it's not logical. It's not accurate. It's not 7. So once, let's say if the moon was today, and then in the next month the moon falls on a different day that breaks off the 7 days. Now it's not 7 days. Now you might work extra days. That's not consistent.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, let me go back to the hypothetical so you can just understand my stance, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hold on.
No problem. After you give
But
this hypothetical, brother, because I do got two other callers on here, so I'm gonna let you give the hypothetical, and then I'm gonna have to take the next caller. All right?
Okay, so this is what I understand now. That if the new moon day truly is a day of rest, not a complete day of rest, it is not a full Sabbath, but it is like a Sabbath where you do no servile work, no work for pay. If you count the first day of the month, that would not be considered the 6th working day. So for every month, at the beginning of the month, if it is truly a half Sabbath, no servile work, the very next day would be
That nigga said
day
half
2
Sabbath.
of the month. Yeah, the very next day would be day 2 of the month. That would be the first day of the 6th working day, and then the 7th day follows after. So would be the 8th day of the month would be the first Shabbat of the month. That's just what I understand. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lord be with y'all. Yeah,
And I
Lord
appreciate
be
your
with
time,
you, bro.
brother.
Hey, I appreciate your time too. It's a good dialogue. Anytime
Yeah,
you want to
I'm gonna
call
be
back,
back.
of
I'm gonna
course
be
you can
back.
call.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
call you
you can
back.
call back
Appreciate it, brother.
anytime. All right.
Yep.
All
Most
right.
high
Well,
Barak.
hey, Barack to you. Before I go to the next caller, that is the insanity of the moon. When I say 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. There's no mathematician, there's no confusion, there's nothing that you tell somebody that if they don't know how to observe the moon, how would they ever keep up with the Sabbath? You're gonna have people breaking the Sabbath, they don't even know how to keep up with it. Whereas 7 is 7 is 7 is 7 is 7 is 7 is 7. You moon worshippers, y'all are halfway Muslims. You know I always use the term half a homo. You moon. My bad. I ain't mean to make you laugh. But you moon worshippers, just like we call them niggas half of homos, you moon Sabbath niggas are half of Muslims. Next caller is, it says Kevin Alexander on my phone. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, that is me, Kevin Alexander. Cap, I've been watching you for a while now. I have a question for you because I've been trying to figure this out because I've heard different breakdowns. One that
Caller, hold on.
heard that Lucifer being maybe a Christ.
Right.
What's your
Okay,
outlook
so the reason why they try to make Lucifer in reference to Christ is because when you read Isaiah 14, so if you read Isaiah 14 and 12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" And then when you read Revelations 22 and 16, I believe, it says, "I, Yahweh, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, the bright and morning star." So because in Isaiah it calls Lucifer son of the morning, and then Christ is saying he's the bright and morning star, you have people say Lucifer is Christ or Christ is Lucifer, right? When in actuality, that lets you know that this is not talking about an angel, period. Because what is the bright and morning star? I'm asking you.
what is the bright and morning star?
Yeah, what is, don't think about Jesus or Lucifer. Just what do you think the bright morning star is?
I couldn't tell you, Cap.
No problem.
I don't
No
know.
problem. It's the sun. It's the sun.
I was going to say the sun, but I
Yeah,
didn't
that
want to be.
no. And listen, if you always remember, right, when we're in a class, if we're in a debate mode, of course I'm looking to cut you. But if we in like a teaching and I want you to understand it, there's not gonna be an answer you're gonna give that I'm gonna make fun of, because you would have had that answer right.
Okay.
The morning star is like in the morning when that sun is the brightest and it brightens up the day and it comes out of the dark. So now just imagine it. The metaphor to understand is we're in darkness because it's nighttime. And then when the sun comes up, it's bright and it's shining. So in Isaiah 14, Babylon, the white man or Lucifer, is called son of the morning because he shines bright. That's the metaphor. It's an analogy. It's a
Okay.
parable. It's not literal. Just like Christ is saying that he's the offspring of David and the brightness of David. He's the star of David. He's what makes David famous. You know that because so now I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 14. Is that for y'all asking about this shirt? This is money. It's saying Judas got the bag. All money ain't good money. That's what the shirt say. So now back in Isaiah 14. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God." So we're taught in the Christian church that this is Lucifer fallen from heaven. But Lucifer never fell from heaven in the sense of a fallen angel falling from heaven. The Lucifer in this verse is talking about Babylon falling from greatness. Do you remember when Daniel had the dream, and so you saw the gold, the silver, the bronze, and the clay?
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So,
the gold is Babylon. So in that kingdom they
oh,
shined. They were bright. So now I'm going to keep reading Isaiah 14. Let's see if it's talking about a man, an angel, or talking about something else. So when it says, "For
okay.
thou hast said, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God." The stars of God is the children of Israel, and him exalting over us, and then we worshiping him as God, which is what we do to this day, do we not?
Yeah.
Right. So when we think about Jesus, we think about that white man. When we think about God, we think about a white man. When we think about the children of God, we think about white men. That's exalting his throne above the stars of God, and the other stars are the other nations. That's the metaphor, because stars are meant to shine, and so this
Oh,
power wants to shine the brightest. Just like America, America wants to shine the brightest. They call them world powers today. So America is a world power. Russia is a world power, but they will argue that America is the greatest. It shines bright. It's the country that everybody wants to come through. And it's the country that propagates the most wickedness and sitting above the throne of the children of God. Verse 14 says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, which is what I just explained. Then it says, yet that shall be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So although he's doing these things, the prophecy is that he's going to be brought down low. Then verse 16 says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Now we're finding out that we're going to see this man, and we're going to know that it's a man. You with me?
I'm with you. I'm following.
Now, I want you to drop to verse 21 for time's sake. Now, we done already established that this is a man. Let's see if this is one man. When you read verse 21, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Now we know that this ain't talking about one entity. This is talking about a nation, because it
Yeah.
says that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Verse 22, for I will rise against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, remnant, son, nephew. So now we know that this is talking about the nation of Babylon and America. That's why you read in Revelations 18 when it talks about Babylon, because that's what America is, and they're going to fall too. So it's not talking about an angel, it's always talking about us. We're the ones on the planet Earth that disobey God. Angels in heaven have never disobeyed God.
I got you. Got you. I was wondering. I was like, I always wondered if angels could disobey God. It didn't
Nah.
make sense to me. You know.
Yeah, just
So
think about this.
now,
Just think about this, right? You know the Lord's Prayer?
somewhat.
Right. No, what I'm saying, but you know of it. I ain't saying I ain't gonna ask you to
Yeah.
recite it. I'm just saying you know of the
All
Lord's
right.
Prayer, our Father. So the Lord's Prayer says, our Father
Okay. Yes.
which art in heaven, thy kingdom
Okay.
come, thy will be done on earth as
Got
it
you.
is in heaven. So how could we think that there's angels up there disobeying when the prayer is for his will to be done on earth as it is in heaven? You know why we got to pray for his will to be done down here? Because we disobeyed down here. But if we obeyed like the angels do in heaven, the kingdom would be here.
Oh. All right.
You
Thank you,
understand?
Cap.
Hey, no
I
problem, brother.
appreciate you.
Anytime. All right, brother.
Blessings.
I didn't hear what you said. Say that again.
I said blessings and peace.
Hey, blessings to you too, brother. All right. Next
Peace.
caller says
Thank you.
31. Peace, brother. Next caller says 313-360.
It was good, Cap. This is Alex from Detroit.
Hey, what's going on, Alex? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I got a question, bro.
Go ahead.
When I was, when Christ talks to Peter and make Peter a promise that like it'd be 12 thrones, like in heaven.
Right.
I mean, in heaven, when the kingdom comes.
Right.
So that means like betraying Judas without a throne promised to him?
No, no. When you read, Judas
Like,
won't have.
Wait,
Say that again. I'm
because
sorry.
I said, like, how do we know, like, like that 12th, like, it ain't his? Like, how we know that? Like, whose is it? Who's the 12? Who's the
No
12?
problem. In Matthew 19 and 28. Hold on one second. Caller, hold on a second. So what you're talking about is Matthew's 19 and 28, right? Because it said, I'm going to start at 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? This was Christ's answer. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So how do you know that this is not talking about Judas?
Yeah, because, like, when they're having the conversation at that time,
No, brother. I want you to focus in.
Okay.
Focus on. Remember, you asking about Judas. Here's my question.
Yeah.
How do you know? I'm gonna read the verse again, then I'm gonna ask you the question. It's verse 28. And Christ said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. How do you know that this is not talking about Judas?
How do I know this is not talking about? I don't know.
Because Judas didn't follow. Judas didn't follow Christ to the end. Judas betrayed Christ.
Okay, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Then, like,
right.
Who replaced him then?
I think it was Barnabas. So in Acts the first chapter, when you read Acts the first chapter, that's when they had. I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can find it. And complained and they prayed. Sure, the show. Okay, so you had in Acts 1 and 23 it says, and they appointed two, Joseph called Barsabbas, who was surnamed Justus, and Matthias. And they prayed and said, thou Lord knowest which of the hearts of all men, show whether of these two which thou hast chosen, that he may take part of the ministry and apostleship from which Judas by transgression fell. And so they gave their lots. They gave forth their lots, and the lot fell on Matthias. So Matthias is the one that replaced Judas. But
oh man, I ain't never heard that verse before.
Yeah, but now
what's that again?
That's Acts 1. You go to verse 20. You can start at verse 21 and then just read on down, and then it'll answer. Now, with that said, Matthew's 28 was and here's what's important, and this is for all of us, because Matthew's 28 is not saying that Peter and them just get it outright because they wouldn't right then. Matthew's 28, Christ says, ye that believe, that follow me, meaning you got to endure to the end. Like, you can't just do this. Hold on one second. Caller, hold on. Like, this ain't something that you can do for 6 months or 2 years or 10 years. You got to do this for the rest of your life. And if you endure and do this to the end, then you get the reward. But if you don't do it, then you don't get the reward. And we can see, and what's crazy is I didn't know that they said, I knew that they was replacing Judas, but I didn't know that it would answer your question in such detail when it's saying it replaced him because of what he did. So we know Judas got kicked to the side, and they replaced him with somebody else.
Yeah, it was like the other part, like what I thought when I was reading it. I thought Christ was promising Peter and the disciples the thrones right then and there. Like,
no,
y'all been doing this for me, for this, so y'all got this coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
but they do. No, yeah, but they do got it coming. But you got to earn it though.
Right.
Caller, hold on. So we all got it. Like, when you run a race to win it. But the race ain't over till you cross the finish line. If you stop running, then you don't want the prize. You understand?
All right. Yeah.
All right, brother. Was there anything else?
No, I appreciate it.
Hey, no sweat. I appreciate you too. Hey, before I bring the next caller in the queue is hold on. The next caller in the queue is 774. But before I do that, right, the reason why I did this in the house, because I wanted to show y'all my lab, so to speak. So to my callers, I got 4 callers on the line. Just bear with me a second. I just want to highlight my lab. I want to do this twice on my live stream, and then I'm gonna come right back to the callers. I appreciate your patience greatly. So I'm gonna just show y'all. So right now I'm in the process. This is me in the process. This is my speaker. This is what I play my music all night with. You see, even the speaker got butters and shit on it. This is the table that I make the oils on, as you can see. I'm making my oils right now. This is my oils here. This is where I stage my oils and butters right here. So this top shelf, normally I don't have these oils here. I just recently got these oils. You see, I ain't got no labels on them, so y'all don't bite my shit. Oh, let me get I don't know where my moderator is. Let me put this cat on timeout for 30 minutes so he can learn that lesson. Thank you. So this top shelf, as you can see, I would have my butters, and then back here is where I got the caps grease. Shout out to your Pasha, y'all. She makes that grease, right? And then on this shelf is all women oils. So these are all the women oils here. And then the bottom shelf and the sprays in the back. These are in the back. These are oils that I don't sell anymore, but I have them in case somebody asks for them. Like, let me see. Like Paradox, that's an oil I sold before. Let me see. I got an old one. This back when I used to do 2-ounce oil, 2-ounce sprays. Yeah, more of Touch It. I might have more of Touch It. I'm not sure yet. The bottom shelf this is for the men's oils and sprays. Hold up, somebody's calling. Oh no. Now down here, I don't want to show y'all that. That's the ingredients for the hair crack. I don't want to show y'all that. So let's walk. Let me show y'all some more. So now when we come to this shelf, right? So let me see how I can fade it. Let me see how I can do it. So when you come to this shelf here, let me clean it up a little bit. This is all my lab, and I do all this myself. So now this shelf here, this top shelf are all oils that I sell as is. These 2 shelves are the ingredients for every oil that I make. And then this bottom shelf is like where Dior Savage is at, Black Women, Pink Sugar, J'adore. I think that's Egyptian Musk, Creed, Tom Ford, Lost Cherry. That's that. Then I have, whoa. Then I have this shelf. So this shelf here, these are the completed products of my 4th dimension and Call Gas blend. So this is where you see like my effing wood, black, cloud, azure, gas, crown. This is where I have all of these things. So now I'm gonna show y'all one more thing. And I'll probably do this twice. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing. This is my little studio setup that I got. So I'll show y'all this here. So when I'll be going live here in the basement, this is my setup here. So I have my mic here. This is my one monitor with my Mac computer. And then this is my Rodecaster mixer here, right? So I use my Rodecaster there. And then this is my laptop that I use. Got my Lion of Judah right there. I got my green screen right there if I need my green screen. And this is the other monitor. So if I back up a little bit, if I back up just a little bit, I need to organize that a little bit. I just recently set this up. That's normally this would be a lot neater here, but this is my setup that I use. So when I'm going live, this is my setup. Now I'm gonna show y'all something else. I recently changed my fish tank. So as you can see, now I didn't unalive my fish. What I did was I took all my old fish that I had. I took them back to the pet store because I wanted to redo the tank. And so this is my tank. So those are my little baby fish I just bought. I like to buy them as babies, so that way I could watch them grow. Last time I bought babies, when they got bigger, they had babies. So this is my fish tank here. So I just wanted to show y'all my setup. That's my setup right there, and show y'all my oil. So when I'm in the lab, when I say I'm in the lab cooking up, I'm in the lab. Well, excuse me, I should say mixing up, not cooking up. But when I say I'm in the lab, I'm really in the lab. So I just wanted to show y'all that. Maybe I'll show it again before I close out. So next call in the queue is 774-428.
Okay.
What's going on, man? Caller, hold on. Caller, hold on.
I just had a quick question.
Wait, before you ask that, yeah, I ain't got no whitefish in there this time. I might get a whitefish later, or my racism might kick in. I might not. I don't know. What you got, Anthony? Man, what you want to talk about today, Tony?
I want to talk about Colossians 1. I want to get your understanding on this because I'm having trouble understanding it through the lens that you understand it.
Sure, read it.
Verses 9 and 23. All right, I'm going to read it. For it pleased the Father that in him all the fullness should dwell, and by him to reconcile all things to himself, by him, whether things on earth or things in heaven, having made peace through the blood of his cross.
Right.
And you who once were
and you who what?
Were alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now have reconciled in the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and blameless and above reproach in his sight.
Okay, what's your question?
No, let me finish verse 20.
No, man. It's a lot of verses. I don't want my audience. Wait, but I don't want my audience to get lost in that. So just tell me what you're trying to explain.
My question is, because I need to read verse 23 to show the question. It shows me that Christ came to reconcile all things to himself, whether things on earth or in heaven, through the blood of the cross.
Okay, so which verse do you read that at?
Verse 20.
Verse 20 says, and have made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him I say, whether there be things in earth or things in heaven. Right?
Yeah.
So when he has to make peace, that means that there was war, right?
Yeah, there's a war going on right now between.
Who was the war going on that he had to make peace for?
Us humans.
No, it wasn't no us humans. It was only Israel. You know, when you read the Bible,
This is not talking about war, bro. This is talking about sin.
I talked to it said peace though.
Yeah, peace.
Right, it said two things.
Why do we have peace now, though?
We as Israel, I got you. So we have peace because Christ is our peace. So when Acts 10 and 36, it says, the word which God sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Yahweh Shah Mashiach. He's our peace. When I read... Yeah, I'm listening.
Well, this says he wants to reconcile all things, whether in earth and in heaven.
Right. And so that's what I was going to say. I'm going to tell you. The all things... would you agree that the Bible is very Israelite centric?
In certain areas.
In all areas, not in certain areas. Here's how you hear what I'm saying. When you read the Bible, the only time you start reading about other nations is when it concerns Israel's interaction with those nations. Outside of that, it's not earthly centric. It's Israelite centric. It's focused on the life and times of the children of Israel. Even when you read Genesis, the first chapter, and they talk about making man in his image, that's not concerning every single person on the planet. That's concerning Israel. When you go into Egyptian history, that's going to be Egyptian centric. Babylonian history is Babylonian centric. So if you read something in Egyptian history and it says all, are you saying that that's talking about everybody on the planet too?
It depends.
No, there is no, like, brother. I would suggest that you get into not a biblical class, but I would suggest that you get into reading comprehension class. So
you don't deal with the verse I'm bringing to you. You try to bring it somewhere else to make
no,
it look
I
relevant.
dealt exactly with it when you said
Okay. Can I
it.
ask you this? Hold on. Let me ask you this. You talked about the Bible.
You got low. You got low. You got to raise your voice a little bit.
Ask me if the Bible is.
Tony, you got low.
Hello.
Yeah, you sound better now. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you answer this question for me? Was there a mystery in the Bible hidden from generations and revealed to Paul? Was there a mystery?
The mystery
was hidden, has been hidden from ages and from generations.
The fulfillment of the prophecy. So in Ephesians, I think it's Ephesians 2.
Hold on.
Brother, if you're gonna ask the question, you can't stop me in the answer.
You're not answering right now.
I am answering the question.
I'm looking at the verse right now. You're already wrong, bro.
No, okay.
Wait,
no, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna let me. I don't mind you reading, but you're not gonna interrupt me in the middle of my answer.
If you're wrong, I'm already telling you.
I'm not wrong, and you can feel that I'm wrong, but you're still gonna shut your mouth while I'm talking. Thank you. Because you did ask me the question. So now when you said, was there a mystery? The mystery was when the prophecy of the children of Israel being able to come back. That was the mystery. But it was prophesied, but Hosea didn't know when it would happen. Amos didn't know when it would happen. Jeremiah didn't know when it would happen. Isaiah, they didn't know when it would happen, but they knew that it would happen. So that was the mystery. Is it going to happen 50 years from now, 100 years, in my lifetime, in this lifetime? That's what makes it a mystery. But you can respond now.
But the thing about what you say about those Israels in the past that were cut off, grace was already shown to them before Christ even came.
Where?
So where?
Yeah.
If you read, you like to go to Hosea 1, right? But if you read the whole Hosea, right? God already gave grace.
Where? Read it. Read where God gave them grace.
I don't want to go there.
You brought it up. You got wait, hold on. Okay, if you don't want to hold on one second. Tony, hold on one second. I didn't bring up grace at all. I answered your question directly.
Yes, but you did, because you're saying that certain Israelites were cut off and not brought back until Christ died.
Nobody was brought back until
those Israelites who were cut off found grace through Christ.
Where?
Found grace through Christ before Christ was even.
Okay, so based on your statement that you made, prove that they got grace through Christ before Christ was here.
Well, I believe Christ is God, but look, Hosea 6, look, come let us return to the Lord, for he has torn, but he will heal us. He has
what verse? Okay, there you go. Right, go ahead.
Hosea 6:1.
Read verse 2. Read verse 2, please.
After 2 days he will revive us. On the third day he will raise us up, that we may live in his sight.
Right. So now you see how
Israelites that were cut off were preached repentance to in Hosea 6.
They were not. Wait. They were You're proving the mystery right here. You're proving what the mystery is, because this is a prophecy. You know who echoed the same thing in Hosea 6? Go to Matthew 12. Go to Matthew 12 and go to verse.
Yeah, I understand. Repentance is being.
No. Stop assuming what I'm saying. I'm going to show you the direct.
Hosea 6.
Brother, if you can't rest in your femininity, we can't talk. Now I'll let you read Hosea 6:1. I'll let you read Hosea 6:1 and 2. I'm trying to show you Christ took that and said something, and I want to show you. This is Matthew 12 and 38. Then the certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we should see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. There shall be no sign given to it, but the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. When you see those 3 days, when you see that third day rising up in the third day, That's not talking about 24 hours. And it's also not talking about something that happened then. It's a prophecy. That's why it says, after 2 days, he will revive us. In the third day, he will raise us up and we shall live in his sight. That third day happens because of Christ. It doesn't happen before Christ.
No, you're not. I understand that Christ fulfilled it, but Christ forgave those people in Hosea.
There was
1.
no forgiveness until there was no forgiveness. There was no
forgiveness of sin. There was
there,
no forgiveness of
you
sin.
got to let this is why I hang up on you, because you're getting your feel.
Because every time I bring up a point, you're saying that these are the Israelite Gentiles being reconciled.
Listen, what you went to in Hosea, what you went to in Hosea is about Israel, right?
What I went to about Hosea was about those Israelites that you were saying were cut off. Hold on, let me finish. I went to Hosea 1:6 to show you that those Israelites that were cut off were preached the gospel and already returned.
No. Okay, so now, if you say they already returned, show me them in the kingdom. Show me them in Jerusalem, since they already returned.
What are you talking about?
You said that they already returned. So show me them in.
I'm talking about return back to faith.
Then show me. Then show me that.
You say, I just showed you that.
No. What you read to me.
This is Hosea.
Look what
Hosea said. Look what Hosea said. Come, let us return to the Lord.
I know it. I know exactly what it's saying. You're saying that. Relax, dude. Relax.
Saying you was cut off, but let's return.
That's why I always hang up on him. Because Hosea 6 is saying to return. He's correct. That's why I had him read verse 2. It says in the third day. So the returning doesn't happen without Christ. He said that they returned to Christ before Christ came. How does that even happen? Next caller in the queue, it says Joshua on my phone.
Hey, Cap, shalom. How you doing? Calling in from Providence, Rhode Island.
All right. You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I got a question for clarification. My first, South Africa. I know that they were like enslaved by the Dutch and the British. Are they considered Israelites?
You said South Africa was enslaved by us?
It was, I believe, the British and the Dutch.
Oh, you said the British and the Dutch?
I believe so.
Okay. And you asking if they're Israelites?
Yeah.
No. South Africans are not Israelites. But can an Israelite... You said what?
They would be Hamites, Cap?
Yeah, by default, they're Hamites. But because Africa is populated by all different races of people. You know, Elon Musk is South African, but he's white. So can an Israelite be in South Africa and live in South Africa? Yes, that's a possibility. So the way we say it is just like when hold on one second. Caller, hold on. So just like we would say that America is the white man's country, you would agree with that, right?
Correct.
Even though we live here, but we're not the dominant race in America. We're the minority. So we wouldn't say we're American. We would say the white man is the American. We just in here with him. So it's the same thing with us in any country. It could be South Africa, it could be China. Like Kobe Bryant is from Italy, I believe, because he was born in Italy. So you could say Kobe Bryant is Italian. Kyrie Irving is another one, I think, that was born overseas as well. So where you're born doesn't make you who you are. Like Chinese people, like Elon Musk, I just said earlier. So an Israelite can be in South Africa, but South Africans themselves are not Israelites. They're Hamites.
Okay. I appreciate your clarification. I just have one more question. Revelation 13, 12, where it says that he exercises all the power of the first beast before him and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was killed. And he doeth great wonders so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth and the sight of men. Is that referring to the atomic bomb?
Yes. That's referring to every weapon that the white man makes fall out of the sky.
And that was from Oppenheimer, right, Cap?
Hey, wait, Anthony, what happened? It says my crown number 2 disappeared. I don't know what that means. The crown number 2 disappeared. I think that means that you ain't commenting enough or something. I think the top fans. So I'm sorry. I just need to answer this question. So the top fans is based on your comments. Like right now, my top fans is Just Starting Paint, Bayanala, Come Ya Allah. You drop down to number 5 to 1,000,000. But yeah, so in Revelations 13, when it says he exercised and wound the first beast wound, that's talking about Rome. So America healed Rome's wound. What does that mean? America is run just like Rome. The Senate, the Democrats, the Republicans, the 7 hills. Everything that Rome was, America runs just like it. That's the wound. The calling fire out of heaven started with the atomic bomb. And just like what Trump just boasted about, which I think was a lie he fabricated, when they bombed Iran, they did that with fire out of heaven, meaning the missiles and bombs that drop. That's what Revelations is talking about.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate you answering my questions. I support you and ISUPK. Even though I'm an Edomite, I see the lens. And I
You say even though I'm an Edomite.
Get that out there. But I support you guys all the way.
All right, no sweat, man. No sweat. All right. Caller, hold on. That was probably the most respectful white man I think I've talked to. Next call in the queue is 757-788.
Yo, Cap, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Want to say this right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak Atah, right?
Yep, that's how you say it.
Damn right. That's what's up. All right. Hey, stand up. Hey, I just want to call in and big you up. You know, stand up. Just looking around for a few of these people that's on this line right now. It's like, how in the flying fuck can you
Don't cuss though.
understand?
Don't cuss. Don't cuss though. Don't cuss though.
My bad.
Caller, hold on.
Like if the Bible says something, why don't you just listen to the Bible? Why don't you just stop putting what you want into the Bible to make yourself feel better about yourself? Because there's a whole lot of these people that be calling, and then especially up in the chat, that they ain't answering nothing. Like somebody, they want to say something up in the chat,
right?
But they can't prove a damn thing that they saying up in the chat, man. That's why they like straight haters. I don't. You told me not to cuss. So
yeah, you know, and some of them just be trolls, and some of them just be trolls. There's this video, if I can find it, I'm gonna post it. There's this video where this white man this white man makes this video. He got like 3 computers on his bed, and he just trolling all day. That's all he doing. He just trolling, and he says, and he'll type something. Your job is trash. You can't do this. And his whole goal is to piss people off. And he says, if I can do this for about 4 hours, I can satisfy my desire to troll. So some people are just here for that. They're not here to learn. They're not here to do anything except satisfy that desire.
Hey, I see that. I see that. Because I was about to say, like, I was going to call them PBs, if you know what I'm saying. There's
right.
Funk beans.
Right.
Because they can't even call in and challenge anything that you say, because they know damn well that the Lord
they're going to get smacked.
And
yep. You still there, brother? I think I lost the brother. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Was there anything else?
Just real quick. I think I remember talking about like the slave trade. Like, yo, there's a slave trade going on right now in this prison system.
Yeah,
like,
that's the new
like
slavery.
Yeah, that 13th Amendment. And then, brothers getting end up, even the COs in the prison system, they be setting up brothers to do messed up things so they can get hemmed up with more time and then get sent from this place and that place and this place and that place. So,
That's right.
Those COs, they just as dirty as the sheriff and just as dirty as the police is out here. Straight up, bro.
That's correct. No, you're right about that. You are absolutely right. You are not wrong. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the next call, all right, brother?
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you, Captain. Hey, thank you.
Hey, no sweat. Hey, shalom, brother. Lord be with you. All right?
All right, brother.
I am the bar. Next call in the queue is 954-249.
Hey, shalom, Cap.
Hey,
Yeah, what's
going on, brother?
Hey, I just needed a quick breakdown. I had seen with the thing with I think
you said you seen what? You gotta speak up a little bit. Can you speak up some, brother?
Watching, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I was watching the debate with debunking Hebrew Israelite guy. I got a brief breakdown, but he went to like Acts 17, and I believe it's starting at 22 when they was at Mars Hill.
Right. And
then what I'm looking for is like, how do I reconcile like verse 25 and verse 26? It says neither is worship with man's hands, and then it goes down basically to say that this verse 26 says and has made of one blood all nations men for to dwell on the face of the earth, and has determined the time before appointed and bound in bounds of their inhabitants. Verse 27, it says that they should seek the Lord, if happily they might feel after him, and find him, though he be not far from any one of us. I'm not positive like how to reconcile like it says for in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your prophets or poets have said, for we are also his offspring.
Right. So now, who's his offspring?
That's what I'm saying, Cap. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
That's what I was probably getting now.
No problem at all, brother. You came to the right place. The offspring can only be Israel, because we're the only seed of God. The only seed of God is the seed of the promise. So, based on the seed of the promise, that would tell you that when it's saying that, it's only talking about us. What I was telling the last caller, right? And here's how you wash Christianity off. When they have you read the Bible, when it says all mankind and stuff like that, they want you to think that the Israel's intention is writing to everybody on the planet Earth, and it is not. The Bible is... Hold on one second. Caller, hold on. The Bible is extremely Israel-centric. As I was saying to the other caller, you don't see what is that? You don't see Egyptian history, Babylonian history. You don't see all of that. Nor if you was reading Egyptian records and Babylonian records, would you see them talking about everybody, or would they just be talking about them and their people?
Just their people.
So they would be using terms like mankind, all of you, XYZ, like that, right?
Yes, sir.
So the Israel is no different. They're talking to their God. When they're talking about mankind, like being in the image, they're talking about us. And in that verse in Acts 17, when it says, have made us unto one blood all nations of men to dwell on the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation. Do you know who's that talking about?
I know we got Genesis, I think 10 when he separated, but then I think it's also in Deuteronomy.
Even when he separated them according to Israel, right? So even that's right, Israel-centric. I think that's Deuteronomy. Yeah. I think that's Deuteronomy 32 or 33, maybe. When he said when he divided. Yeah. Now when he divided them according to who?
I think it was the inheritance of Israel. Yeah, God.
Right. So it says, when the Most High divided the nations. So now, when it says, have made them one, right, to dwell on the face of the earth, and had determined the times before appointed, even that's Israel-centric. It's all about Israel. It's not about nobody else but Israel. So the way you get the answer is when it says, for in him we live and move and have our being. So now you have to ask yourself, when did God ever give the other nations the ability to live in him?
Right.
These are real questions we got to ask. The reason why we got to ask these questions is because Christians will have you believe, this is what Christians would have you believe. Christians will have you believe that now, because of the New Testament, all nations can come to the Most High. But we have to read, where did the Most High ever deal with all those nations? Because if we read like Amos, the 3rd chapter, when it says, you only have I known out of all the families, he don't know the other families, right? So we would have to see, when did that change that he now knows the families? When it says, Psalms 147, 19 and 20, when it says, he showeth his word to Jacob, his statutes and his judgments, he have not dealt so with any other nation. If the Bible, if we can read where he didn't deal with any nation, and then now you're saying that he's going to deal with other nations, we got to read, where was the change that he's going to deal with the nations?
Right.
How would they even know how to follow him? That's what makes 29. And what I was showing them, a sidebar, what I'm showing y'all now, this is my process. So I label, I make all the oils and the sprays, then I put the caps on, put the tops on, and then I label. This is what I do when I'm in my lab. All right. So that's what. Oh, also too, somebody asked, am I using a chaser? When y'all see these oils, I don't cut no oils. Let me see if I got the cutter that they use, because I can show y'all. I used to have the cutter that they use. I had bought it by mistake because I thought it was a mixer for the spray. Because to make sprays, I'm gonna show y'all. To make a spray, you have to make a spray, you need this alcohol. So just so y'all know, so I'm gonna show y'all, for example. And Carla, I appreciate your patience. I'm rarely in the lab, so I'm just trying to show everybody how I do it. All right. So if I grab one, so like if I take this container, the way you have to make it is, you have to fill this with the alcohol, and then I take the oil, put it in there, shake it up like that, and then that's how you're making the spray. But so that's why you need verse 28, because once you start getting to the offspring, and that's why that Christian, what's his name, Dwayne? That's his name, right?
Yeah, Con.
When I start asking him about the offspring, because in 29, when it says, for much then we are the offspring of God, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold. So if we're the offspring of God, that poses another question. When have the other nations ever been his offspring? And you got to make the Christian answer that. You got to make the Christian answer, when have they ever been his offspring? They'll never answer it. Because we'll be able to show all throughout the Bible that only Israel was his son. They won't be able to do that at all.
Yeah, Con.
You understand?
Yeah, Con.
All right, no sweat. Was there anything else?
Yeah, and then the last thing, like, do y'all celebrate new moon?
No, we don't celebrate new moons. We not Muslims.
No more. Oh. Right. Okay. Hey, with that being said, hey, the water cap, y'all about.
Hey, y'all should shove it out the water to you. Lisa, who asked, do my oils contain alcohol? So no. So like example, this is Lick Me All Over, right? This is Lick Me All Over. This has nothing in it but the oil that came with it. But if I was to make this a spray, like this is my stronghold. The reason why I mix this with oil, because the oil has to come out of this spray cap. So in order for the oil to come out like that, you have to mix it with alcohol so that it can come out of the hose. So the sprays are, damn, that shit smells so good. Oh, I meant to show y'all one more. Hey, callers, I'm coming right back. Callers, and to my shout out to my callers being extremely patient with me. I'm in the lab, so I'm trying to do both. The next caller in the queue is 404-516. I want to show y'all something I just got. Hold on. This is why I say I got the best chat. I got the best callers because y'all rock with me. Y'all know exactly what I'm doing. So I got this new scent here. Now this is called Red Rose. I'm going to put this on the site. This is 1.7 ounces. This for women. Comes in a bottle like that. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. All right, caller, you there? 41. I think that. What did I say? I said 404-516. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh yeah, my name is.
You sound a little broken up a little bit.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I'm calling from Atlanta.
Okay.
My name is Bruce.
No problem. You got a question or comment?
Thank you for all you do for the nation, man.
You sound a little muffled. Is there a way you could just be a little clearer? You sound like a little AM radio a little bit. Not a lot of. I don't hear.
How's that? Better?
Yeah, that's better. Yep, that's better.
Can you better now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
How's that? Better now?
Yes, I'm saying yes. That's better.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, first I just want to say thank you for all you do for the nation because your chat is very edifying.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I had a quick question.
Hey, you one of us, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Zechariah 6.
Zechariah 6, you said?
Yeah, 6 and 1 or 2. It discusses the 4 chariots.
Right.
The red horses.
Somebody asked me this recently. You want to know what they are?
Yeah.
I think, let me see if this is, let me read it. When it says the first chariot were red horses, second chariot were black horses, third chariot white horses, fourth chariot gristled and bay horses. Then I said it answers the 4 spirit. I believe this pairs with Revelations, the 6th chapter, with those horses.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe it's the same. I gotta ask. Gentleman Hyman will be teaching class in New York, so I gotta ask him just to confirm. But I believe that that's the same horses because when you read, hold on, and verse 5, it says, "The angel answered and said unto me, These are the 4 spirits of the heavens which go forth from the standing before the Lord of all the earth. The black horses which are therein go forth into the north country, the white go forth after them, and the gristled forth go towards the south country." So the horses are like, in the metaphor, they're like spirits, because remember, a horse is riding. So that spirit is riding through the north country. The black horse is riding through, I think it's the black horse through the north, and then the white horse follows after. And then they perform whatever the Lord says. The reason why I'm referencing Revelations is because in Revelations, that's when you get a more detail of what the horses do. So in Revelations 6 and 3, for example, 2, it says, and I saw, behold, a white horse, and see that he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given him, and he went forth conquering to conquer. So that spirit, which is Christ, is going out to conquer. And when the second seal, it says, this horse was red, and power was him to take peace from the earth. So now that spirit goes about taking peace, and so all you see is war on earth, which is why you see so much war and destruction and death that we see, is because that's the spirit that's running through the earth right now.
Is it because that is the first chariot, is the first thing that's going to happen? That peace is going to be taken from the earth?
But even though that's not the first one. Hold on one second. Caller, hold on. So that's not the first horse. The first horse, when it says, I saw Lamb was open his seals and the 4 beasts, the first horse was the white horse, which is talking about Christ. But so it's not like Revelations itself is not chronological. It's a vision. So it's not meant to be looked at linearly. It's meant to be looked at as a vision of things that are going to take place in the future.
Right.
All right. Did you have any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, no problem. You take care.
All right, peace, man.
All right. Hey, while I got this brief break, y'all going to see me. I'm going to put this link in my chat. And what I need all my people to do, this is the link for my GoFundMe for my cookout. So we got 286 people in the building right now. I'm putting this link in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the top. I'm going to replace my number. So that link right there is a GoFundMe link. And I want everybody in here to click that link. You can give $1, you can give $5, you can give $10, you can give 1,000 or 100, but whatever you give goes towards our cookout that we do annually. This is our 11th one in Harlem, and so make sure y'all support. I appreciate it greatly. If y'all support, and so far people have supported. We're trying to get as much as possible because this is for the community and this is open to the public. So if you're in the New York tri-state area, or even if you're out of town and you just want to drive and just kick it with us that day in Harlem, anybody that's been out there, you know it's a joyous time. We feed the community. We feed a lot of homeless Harlemites out there. And so you want to come out there, have a fun with us, a ball with us. We'll be having another breakdancing competition. So make sure y'all hit that link. Somebody asked if I have vanilla spray. I do. There ain't a spray I can't get. All right. Next call in the queue is B&F. And just for the other people that are waiting, after B&F it's 279. After 279, it's 917. And after that, it's speed. All right. So go ahead, B&F.
Shalom, Mark.
Hey, shalom,
Mark. When it says in Revelation 1 and 7 that all will see him, is that a literal sense? Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, in Revelations 6, no, not Revelation 6. It's not Revelation 6. It might be Revelations 8. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find it for you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Where you at? In Revelation 9. In Revelation 9 and 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and says, and the number of the army of horsemen were 200,000. That's the number of the army of the Lord that's coming with Christ. So when it says, you said what?
I'm reading it, 200,000.
Yeah, that's 200 million, right? So when they crack that sky, everybody gonna know that's Christ. Everybody.
200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
A million said GOCC coming. GOCC not coming. Yeah, that's what that means. That's 200 million angels is gonna fall on this place, and everybody's gonna know that that's the Lord. Everybody gonna know that that's Christ. Everybody gonna know and be like, oh my God. Like you see when Independence Day. You ever seen the movie Independence Day?
I was just watching that last night.
Yeah, that movie Independence Day when them ships broke off and came into the airspace. Oh, everybody knew then.
What? I didn't even get to finish watching it though. I fell asleep, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, you go watch it. That's it. And that's why they make them movies. They make, let me tell you the biggest reason why they push alien and UFO propaganda. And what does the UFOs always do when they come? They come to destroy, right? And the Earth always wins. And so now the vision that they putting in the head is that when you see them, you ain't gonna think it's Christ. You're gonna think that's the aliens, and we got to fight against them. That's what you're thinking. And so that's their way of charging up everybody to be able to fight against them. That's what they doing. That's the whole point.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, do they even know they fulfilling prophecy by what they doing?
Yes. They know that Bible. Ronald Reagan, anybody look up the Ronald Reagan UFO speech when he says, I wonder if we would, if with all the fighting that we're doing, if there was an entity that came from another realm, if we would put aside our differences to defeat that entity. Oh, they know, brother. Don't ever think they don't know. They know.
That's wild.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you
Before you ask that, I just want to show my audience something else. And so I have this thing here. This is the tab sheet where I have all my labels that I have to label everything. I have them in alphabetical order, all arranged. And so now I'm going through the label process. So shout out to D'Angelo Edwards, said that hit different is on point. It is. Y'all got some new scents I'm working on, man. Like this one right here. This one right here in my hand. This is gonna be called Black Love. I've already had people check out. Shout out to your Pachi. I sent her this black honey right here. That black honey is fire. This blush is fire, and I got a 25% off sale right now. This blush is fire for women. Where's this other one? Her Rose. This Her Rose right here. That's the answer to hit different. So if you ain't gonna need that rose, you take that. You'll get a man. You'll get a man if you get that. Also, this is Aisha for women. This is Ayash for men. That's Hebrew because somebody asked me to do some Hebrew. So Ayash is the Hebrew word for man. Aisha is the Hebrew word for woman or husband or wife. That's those. What else I got new that I could show y'all? Fancy is a sleeper. Y'all don't know about Fancy. Y'all need to get Fancy. That Baby, Serenity, Captivating, Angel. These are all new ones. Hot off the presses. What got a new one for men down here? Let me see. The Silverback. Where that Silverback at? This Silverback right here, that's new for men. Look at that. Got a little thing up in there. See that? Ooh. Oh, wait, one more. And I'm gonna come right to you being there. If I got one more, let me see if I got the oil on hand. Here we go. Listen to this. So I told the sister let me make a oil on her name. Her name is Red Lipstick. So you see that stuff at the bottom? You shake that joint up like this. Get a little crystallized up in there. This is called Red Lipstick. I'm going to add this later today. All right, go ahead, brother. What's your question?
I was interested in getting the breakdown.
On which part? On what?
On Daniel 12. Well, if we look at it.
Daniel 12 and what?
So let me go through it real quick. It's really the whole thing, not really, but I want to know what he means by shutting up the book into the end. Also want to know what he means by he shall scatter the power of the holy people.
What verse? What verses? In verse 3.
So we got verse 4.
Yeah, verse 4.
We got verse 4.
All right, read verse 4.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the word and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
So now, what that's simply saying is that as the Lord has given Daniel those prophecies, he's sealing it up, meaning he's sealing the understanding of those prophecies. Even though knowledge is going to increase, the understanding of those prophecies are going to be gone until the end times. And so now, as you see, we in the end, and Commander Jenny Hanna start revealing what those prophecies that started back in 69 when ISUBK was established, now you start seeing those prophecies start coming back. There in Revelations, there's a verse that says, the earth shall help the woman. Are you familiar with that? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. There's a verse in Revelations when it says the earth shall help the woman. Are you familiar with that?
Wow.
In Revelations when it says the earth shall help the woman, that's talking about the history that was gone. The history that in Revelations 12 and 16 when it says and the earth shall help the woman, the history that was gone about who the children of Israel were, what their role was, all of that now it comes out. Now you see it. Now you see the truth coming out. Now you see the understandings coming out. And it's all coming out when? At the end. That's what Rep Daniels 12 and 4 is talking about. What's your next question? I'm going to take the one more, and then I'll take the one more verse rather, and then I'm going to take the next call.
Okay. So in 7, it's kind of a long verse, but I'm more looking at the ending where it says, and when he shall accomplish to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished.
Mm-hmm.
and it says Daniel didn't understand what he means.
Yeah, what that's talking about is the fall of Jerusalem was the end of the scattering of the power. Where's our power been since then? We ain't had none. No temple, no power, no sacrifice, no nothing. No king. That's it.
I appreciate your time.
Hey, no sweat, brother. I appreciate it. All right, next caller in the queue is 279-243. I'm gonna call you one more time. I won't hang up on you, but I'm gonna skip you. 279-243. Going once, going twice. Next caller, 917-95 and 279. If you come back, just let me know. Are you there? All right. Next call is 917-995.
Hey, what's up? I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, 279.
Okay, my bad. It was a delay.
Oh, okay. No, you probably was listening through the YouTube. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Shalom, Mark.
Hey, Shalom. Just listen to me through the phone, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. First, bless you all. Praises be to the Most High.
Most High Christ. Bless you too, brother.
This is I say. I'm about to say. I called you yesterday concerning the matter. This matter is important to me. Not. It's not life. Like it's life or death.
Like you said, it's life or death.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
So, like the most times I went through myself.
You breaking up. You breaking up. You breaking up.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. You said the Most High, but it broke up after that.
The Most High brought me through personally, like in a cage for 11 years.
You said he had you in a cage for 11 years?
I didn't have YouTube. I didn't even know what that was. I was gone when all that boom happened. When I left, Facebook didn't even exist.
Okay.
Like I didn't touch none of that in incarceration. Only study.
Right.
Only study.
Right.
He literally let me. I didn't even know what a Hebrew Israelite was.
Right.
When I touched God, I called myself the people of the book.
Right.
Like so. You got to understand when I'm telling you, like, dang, man, Cap got it. It's not flattery. I know the scripture. My daddy was a preacher. I've been studying the Bible my whole life. I agree with you. I'm not trying to debate with you when I'm asking you about, bruh, what's up with the hatred from our brothers? I'm not talking about the hatred in my heart. I'm talking about, bruh, this is that shit, bruh. This is that church bombing hatred. This is that hanging nigga up. Talking about? The enmity between Israel and Judah.
Oh, you talking about Northern and Southern Kingdom? Are you the brother we was talking about the Mexican and stuff like that yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Got you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna stay out. That enmity gonna be there just like our enmity against each other.
Wait, so you know that? See, I don't understand, Cap. I've been talking to my wives, and I'm saying I don't understand what you're telling us to do. Like, see, because you know that I know that.
You say you don't know what I'm telling you what to do.
I don't understand what you're trying to tell us to do. I heard a couple of other callers call in.
So you talk about me as Tazaryach. You don't know what I'm telling you what to do when I know that the Northern Kingdom is okay. Good. I'm trying to understand you.
Okay. I didn't know if you understood that enmity is that's a deep-seated enmity and it's gonna remain. And I was trying to throw that up.
Right. No. Well, I don't know. Okay. But you know how that enmity can stop? I'm asking you.
Man, nah.
Yeah, no, it's a way that enmity can stop. Yes, the cookie does smell like cookies. It's called Cookie Master, but that's for men because a woman is not a cookie master. Only a man is a cookie master. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Women don't master cookies. Men master cookies. So the way that enmity stops, though, is it's okay. It's gonna say you might think it's complicated, but it's not. the way that enmity stops is we go out there and stop it. Like in ISUBK, for example, and we got Mexicans, we got Guatemalans, we got Panamanians, Native Indians. All of us is together. There is no enmity in my school, even though we got Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom Israelites in it. There's no enmity in it. There's no enmity. Listen, Commander Jenny Hunter is not even a Judite. You know, that's a problem in the world. In the world, Commander Jenny Hunter would not be accepted by the FBA, black people. It would be enmity between Commander Jenny Hunter and a black person. In ISUBK, we don't have no enmity in none of our people. We are all the same. We all love each other. Commander Jenny Hunter, I don't care what tribe he's from, long as he an Israelite. That's all that matters to me.
I mean,
but now the problem is other people are gonna say and complain. You can't have that. So like the enmity is not just a northern and southern kingdom thing. Excuse me, the northern versus southern kingdom. It's northern kingdom versus northern kingdom. It's all across the board. It's not a monolith of it's only northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Judah hate Judah. Benjamin hate Benjamin. Ephraim hate Ephraim. We have enmity. We have a problem loving each other. And I'm gonna tell you who the one person you got to blame. You got to blame the white man for it every chance you get. You got to blame the white man every chance you get because the minute
how do I okay.
How do you do something? I can tell you what you got to do. You want to know what you got to do?
I'm listening.
Get your ass in class, brother. You can't be the cat calling on the. Remember, you said this is life or death. I heard you right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is really life and death, and you really want the answer, the only thing you can do is get in the school and change it. Now you care about life. Now you're showing the Most High you actually care about life. If you don't care about life, you will not get in this school. I'm telling you this from the Lord bear witness. You asked for this, so I'm telling you. If this is life and death and you want to change life and you tired of death, you have to get into school and affect change. Nothing changes without you doing something to affect the change. So if you want our people to be better, but you're doing it from the sideline, you really don't. You just want to call on the phone and just say you do. But
y'all got a school out here? Y'all got a school in Cali?
Where you at?
Let
me give you a number. Oh, hell yeah, we got a school out there. Let me give you the number call. We got 2 schools. I think we got 3 schools in Cali. Let me give you this number you call. You let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you got that pen.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. It's 619 259 1083. And now let me tell you something, right? Normally, I don't follow up with people and see if they call. But you said this is life and death. So because it mean that much to you, I'm gonna find out if you called.
Wait, hold on, don't, man. Yeah, I'm calling from my real phone because my phone is cracked on the
So the same way you call me is the same way you can call him. All you gotta do is just call him. He gonna give you the school. He gonna give you the address. He gonna tell you what to do. You just follow and do what he say, and that's it. That's all you gotta do, huh? Ain't that hard?
One more time the number. You said 619?
619 259 1083.
619 259
1083. Yep.
Man, say less. I appreciate you, and you know, I'm not. Hey man, some people in your comments yesterday kind of rub me the wrong way, man. I don't like when people be acting hella tough. Like somebody don't ask me, like, am I white? Like, you feel me? Like, bruh.
Listen, you gotta, when it comes to the chat, like, you gotta act like they are irrelevant.
Okay.
Yeah, don't even trip off of that. What I want you to focus on is you said it's life and death, so I gave you an answer that's gonna bring you to life, and then now you got to follow it up. If you don't follow it, I'm gonna know you full of shit. I'm just telling you. All right.
Okay, and one last question.
Right.
Your oils, them is your smell good oils?
Yeah, these my smell good oils. Yep.
Okay, I asked that because on one of your lives, I heard you mention mandrakes, and I ain't really heard nobody mention that. That's in the script. That's what baby used to get pregnant, right?
Yeah, that's for women though. That ain't for men.
But it just smell good.
Yeah, it's a smell good. Yep, that's for women.
Okay, do you know what mandrakes is actually?
Mandrakes is like a plant. Mandrakes, I believe, is like a plant that they would use in a certain way, and it was like a aphrodisiac, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I love you. That was my only question.
Love you too, man. I look. Hey, listen, and I'm gonna be in Cali because we got a cookout in Cali, the end of September. So I'm gonna be in Cali the end of September. By that time,
yes, sir.
You should be all up in the school, be a trooper and everything, have a Hebrew name and the whole nine.
Yes, sir.
All right, no sweat, brother. All right.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom. Next caller. I see somebody asked me on my top 5. I'm going to give y'all the top 5 after I finish with the callers. Next caller is 917-995. We only got 2 more callers left. 917-995.
Yes, sir. You hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on, Doc?
All right. What's going on with that? I got 2 questions and a comment. Let me get the comment out the way real quick.
You breaking up a little bit.
That was huh?
You was breaking up a little bit. You sound good now.
Oh, my bad.
No, you sound good now. Good.
That was a great presentation you did last night.
Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
No doubt. And whatchamacallit? That picture that TikTok didn't approve of, whatever. You should do that same picture to get the white people off and prove the point.
Right. If I take that picture and I ain't yelling at white people. Right.
Exactly. Take that picture, take the white people out, just make it black.
Yo, that was crazy. Yo, that was crazy that TikTok restricted my live stream last night. Let me see if I got the picture.
Yeah, for that picture. That was
for this picture.
That was crazy.
This picture y'all see right here. Y'all see me. And I'm checking them white people. That picture right there got my TikTok account my live stream restricted. I had to restart the live. I took that picture off, and the live was fine the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because it's not like it's only white people. You know what I mean?
Right.
White people are, but you got the white people, especially a white woman, right in the front. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they not feeling that. So make it all black people and see what happens, man.
Yeah, that would be crazy. If I did all black people and they let me do that live, that would be crazy, yo.
That would be, but that will show everybody what it really is, what time it is. You know what I mean?
That would. You're right about that.
All right, let me get to these 2 questions real quick.
Okay.
All right. In Genesis 4:4, when it says the Lord has respect unto Abel, but not have no respect for Cain. Right. Why is that?
Because Cain, when Abel gave, when you give your sacrifice to the Lord, you got to give the best. So when Abel gave his sacrifice, he gave his best. When Cain gave his sacrifice, he gave trash. When you read it in Genesis 4, you'll see him say something, if thou doest well. Genesis 4 and 7. Read Genesis 4 and 6 and 7 for me.
All right, verse 6 says, and the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? 7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? Mm-hmm. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee this shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
So now Cain didn't desire to do well for the Lord. He just desired to do whatever he wanted. Abel, he desired to do well for the Lord. Shout out to Frederick Thompson, man, with the $100 super chat donation. We appreciate that greatly, brother. But so that's what Cain did. And so that's why Cain's sacrifice wasn't accepted, because he gave a bullcrap sacrifice. He didn't give a real sacrifice from the spirit. Like, he didn't say, I'm gonna give the best to the Most High. He said, I'm gonna give anything to the Most High. And the Lord didn't accept that. And that's a lesson for all of us. The Lord's not gonna accept your sacrifice. He's gonna know if you giving your sacrifice. He's gonna know if you doing everything that you can do for His truth and your obedience. He's gonna know. And then it'll be accepted. That's what the Lord knows. You understand?
Oh, indeed. I got you. All right. My next question is in Revelation 11 and 8.
Revelation 11 and 8?
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right. It says, well, to read it real quick. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is Sodom, which is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right.
All right. I've heard this from, I believe, yourself and other Israelites, that Sodom and Egypt, that would be the land we're in right here, right?
Yes, that's why it's saying spiritually. All of the statements are spiritual. All three things.
Spiritually.
Where it says spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, and where our Lord, all of that is spiritually.
So how does where the Lord was crucified tie in with that?
Because how is he spirit? So how he's crucified every day? You wake up and see that white Jesus. He's crucified every day. You see that Christmas in His name, that Easter in His name. Laws are done away with in His name. That's why it's saying spiritually.
Right. It says spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. So
before you get to the spiritual part, remember, it's talk about the dead body shall lie in the street of the great city. So the great city is where spiritually it's called Sodom, spiritually it's called Egypt, and spiritually the Lord is crucified. So the city is the location where these things are spiritually taking place.
All right. I hear what you're saying. What's throwing me off a little bit, I guess, is the word was, because was means past tense. So I was taking that as when Christ was literally crucified. So it says was instead of is.
Well, it can't be talking about, where was Christ crucified at?
In Jerusalem.
Was that the great city?
No.
Rome was a great city at that time. So that's how you know it's not talking about. That's how you know it's not talking about Jerusalem. It's not right. So it can't be, if Christ was crucified there, it can't be talking about there, because Jerusalem wasn't that great city. So when it says where our Lord, remember, like I was telling the previous caller, remember, these are all visions that He's seeing. These are visions of things that are going to take place, not things that took place. You follow me?
Right.
So 8 can't be past tense. It can only be future tense because of the context of the conversation.
Oh, okay. No, I got that. I understand, like, the book of Revelation is not what has happened already, but I just thought that was making some sort of, using that as an example, saying what it was. But I got you. I definitely got you.
All right, no sweat, brother.
Hey,
no sweat. Anytime, brother. You have a good day.
Yeah, don't forget to change that picture, man, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it.
I need to see that.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.
All right. Last call. Oh no. Yeah, last call in the queue. It says Speed on my phone. Speed Kassan.
Hey, what's up, Cap? Shalom, Cap.
Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Cap.
Before I ask you this question, do y'all got have any like cookouts in like Jersey City, North?
Nah, the cookout that we would have. So when we do cookouts, the cookouts are regional. So this year's in in East Coast is always in Harlem.
Okay. And I love Harlem. That's my second home. But I was just asking about that though. All right,
You know,
so Cat, let me ask.
I've tried to change the New York cookout from being in Harlem, but because of the big reception that we get in Harlem when we have it there, it's hard to convince my school to say let's do it somewhere else.
I got you. Do a lot of brothers come from like the tri-state area over there?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so Cap, my question is, if you can, I remember talking to you some days ago, but I wasn't able to get back to you when you said call me back with that question. So, in layman's terms, if you can explain the birthright of Esau and how does that, hold on, yeah, if you could explain the birthright of Esau and how that we're first, if they was born, first, how does that, how do you tie that in with the confliction of the oldest man was a black man?
I don't know what you mean when the oldest man was found was a black man. Oh, you talk about when science say the oldest man was a black man?
Yeah, if you can tie that in together of how you put it.
Here's how I would say it so you can understand it. The oldest human being that science say they found was melanated. You see how that's different?
Okay.
Because Hamites are black too, right? In skin complexion, Hamites are black. In skin complexion, Japhites are black. In skin complexion, Shemites are black. They all have melanated skin. So, of course they would find. You see how that makes that sounds a little better when you say melanated?
Okay, I get where you're going. So how does that tie in with the whole, if you can give me that quick rundown of the story of how they birthright was sold.
You talk about Jacob. You talk about Jacob and Esau. You got your Bible in front of you or a Bible app?
Yeah. Let me see.
Go to Genesis 25 and 23.
Oh, let me. Okay, I'm going to the app now.
Okay. Once you get that, I want you to go ahead and read
it. Damn it, Cat.
I would do it, but
I'm trying to. No. I got you. All right, so I got it down. Let me grab the Bible.
No. You ain't gotta go through all that. Don't trip. So in Genesis 25 and 23, this is what it says. It says the women, the two sons were struggling in the womb. Right? In Genesis 25 and 22, it says the children struggled within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? She went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. That's what the Lord told Rebekah about the 2 sons she would have. You with me so far?
Okay.
So I'm saying you with me, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Got you. So when the first came out, red and all over like a hairy garment, they call his name Esau. That's talking about the white man. When the second one comes out, they don't describe him because, of course, Esau was the first white man recorded. That's why they don't describe Jacob. So when Rebekah saw Esau, Rebekah knew that Esau did not get the blessing. Rebekah knew that the second son, Jacob, got the blessing. So what you see after that is the play out. So what you see is Esau sell his birthright to Jacob, right? You're familiar with that?
Yeah.
So once Esau sells the birthright, now nobody can even say that Jacob stole it. How could Jacob steal something that Esau gave away? Right. Now what you could say is that Jacob used the nigga, like Jacob, supplanted the nigga. You could say Jacob, was cunning. You could say Jacob did that, but you can't say Jacob stole something that he gave away. Esau wanted some food. Jacob said, "I'll give you the food if you give me your blessing." Esau said, "Yeah." Ain't nothing else to be said about it. So
is okay? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. What you got?
So is that part of like when you look at Esau today? Is probably the reason why they don't teach that, because I don't hear
why they don't teach what
exactly what you just taught. What they try to do is just put it all in one and act like they are it. They are the Bible. They are, Esau. Jacob
what they
is
try
all
to
in
do is
them.
make themselves disappear in the Bible.
Okay.
Like the white man doesn't identify himself as who he truly is in the Bible. The white man identifies himself as an Israelite, or he identifies himself as a Christian, and it don't even matter. But he'll never say we're the Edomites in the Bible. Because of course, if he was to say we're the Edomites, it's like, okay, we know where you belong. He would rather teach you. Yes, I think he teaches something like Edomites don't exist no more, or something like that. I think that's how he teaches it.
So that's a great point. So they hide themselves.
Right.
But at the same time, when they hide themselves, if you can follow me with this one, at the same time while they hide themselves, they try to assert world dominance, like if the birthright was never sold.
That's okay. So now that's how he doesn't hide himself, and without the Bible, you wouldn't be able to identify him. And what I mean by that is, remember, he was blessed with the sword, so he may try to hide himself as being called an Edomite, but he can't hide his nature. So by his nature, he lives by that sword. By his nature, you follow?
Okay. Yeah. And
I'll take one more question.
My last
I'll take one more question.
Yeah, quickly. So how does that tie in, like when it comes to aliens? Because I was listening to the caller not too long ago, which made a great point. Made me want to ask, well, how does that tie in? Meaning, do you not say you believe in aliens, but do you believe that?
What I believe is what I believe as aliens are, I would call them the angels. I would call them the chariots.
Angels, most people
No. Ain't no such thing as fallen angels. I'm saying angels go up and down to this earth, to this day. Chariots fly in this earth to this day. So what people would call UFOs, I would call IFOs, identified because they're in the Bible.
Okay. So I guess my confusion with that question was, all right, so you can physically see them. Do you, like, spiritually, like, see spirits in the sense of identifying that with the Bible in a sense?
What you mean by see spirits?
Okay, like if you could see aliens coming down, and I guess that's prophesied in the Bible. How you can visibly see that, and we see it across the phone, or however you do see it out there in the world. You visibly see, but I can't say visibly see. Is it prophesied in the sense of how you see the physical of aliens? Is it prophesied?
You will see them the same way. When you see a angel, right, which people look at as aliens. When you see them, you would see him as a man. That's in the Bible. The Bible says in Corinthians, let me get it for you. The Bible says, let me get it for you. In the New Testament. So in Hebrews 13:12, it says, "Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware." So you could be entertaining an angel and not know it, because an angel can look like a man. When you read in the Bible, when they was talking to the angels, they saw them as men.
Oh, that physical form. So could you see angels? Well, look at angels as spirits as well.
Angel, I would look at like I'm trying to simplify it for you. A spirit doesn't have a flesh and blood body, so don't think of it like that.
Okay.
Think of it like you are going to see a man. You can entertain that man. That man can have that conversation with you, and it be an angel.
So do your spirit talk to you, like in a sense how the Christians would say the Holy Spirit? Because I would
You got to be
interpret that
careful
as
with that. Like that's true.
okay.
The spirit can talk to you. That's true. But you just want to be careful because it's not always the spirit. It's not always the Holy Spirit talking to you. It's your mind talking to you. So you just want to be
Okay.
mindful
Okay.
that it's not you saying this is the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, shalom, and I love
Hey,
you,
shalom,
bro.
man. Love you
Keep up
too,
the
brother,
good
man.
work,
I
man.
appreciate y'all rocking. Listen, you see, I do it longer when I'm in the lab because I ain't got to rush. I ain't took a pre-workout, so I was able to get every call out the way today.
Oh yeah. Right.
All right, brother. Take
Right.
care. All
Hey,
right.
oh, hey, Cap. When are you
Come.
gonna have? Because I be watching your radio shows and all of that. Because I be doing OTR work, driving over the road, and that helps me out a lot learning. But when you gonna go at it with them devils, man? Or like meaning like putting something together.
They don't. It'd be
To,
hard. Like even my man Ralph that I've tried to set up. I've been trying to set up something with Ralph, the white boy. I'm usually able to get with, and I haven't been able to get it. Get one in a minute. But I'm
oh, he
still
running.
searching, so I'm working on it.
Okay.
All right.
Anything ever came out of that Dr. Umar?
You said what?
Anything ever came with Umar yet?
No, the closest was a couple of years ago. We could have worked together, but I've messaged him before, but I haven't gotten a response from him. So no.
Okay. All right, Cap. Shalom.
Hey,
Peace,
shalom,
bro.
brother.
All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right. So now, while I got y'all here, I want to remind y'all the link pinned at the top is my link for GoFundMe. It's a link for GoFundMe. You can click that link, support the cookout. I appreciate all the support that we've gotten so far. You want to continue support. So now y'all saw me with the oils and sprays. So now I want y'all to look at where I'm at now. So if y'all look, y'all see I have the oils here, but the sprays and the oils are gone except for 1, 2, 3. This is a new oil that don't count because these I have to make the labels for. So now once I make them and then now they're gone, when you transition over here was with me earlier. Now you can see this is the completed product because they're ready to be shipped out. This size is the women. Look at it. Hey y'all, this how you know I ain't sexist. This how you know I ain't sexist. I got the women on top of the men oils. I got the women oils on top of the men oils because sometimes a man like a woman on top. Salakia. Wait, that's that's funny, y'all. But as you can see, the top row is the women, bottom row is the men. This is where the butters are. So I still have my mixer here. So this is one of my mixers. So I have two mixers. This old mixer, this one here, this mixer right here used to be my best mixer, and it broke a while ago. And so I had to get this mixer, and so I got these two mixers. This is how I make the oils here. And then I showed y'all. This is where my oils are. This is my inventory to make the ingredients. This is the finished product. This is the finished product of the ingredients right here. To the person that said butter in the comment section, so I make butters. So I make body butters, which you see right here. These are the body butters that I make. All right. And so now what I have to do is I have to create the labels. I also want to show y'all something that I'm working on. So hold on, let me do this. So what I'm working on next is, so on this page here, I'm gonna show y'all something. So on my computer right here, I'm working with Avery. So what I'm trying to find, and maybe y'all can help me out. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get laminated, as you can see, I'm trying to get laminated labels. The reason why I'm trying to get laminated labels is because I'm trying to find a company that can make it where it's oil proof and waterproof so that it stops leaking on the paper. Because when I do the labels now, just so y'all know, I'm gonna show y'all something else. So y'all getting some exclusive information right here. So when I make my labels, they start out white like this piece of paper, right? So I put them in my printer here. So you see my papers. These are my glossy papers right here, right? And so when I make them, because they're black, the printer sprays the black on it. So that's why it leaks, is because it's ink on the laminated paper. Like if I didn't have laminated type of if I didn't have laminated labels, like if I had just dry paper, that wouldn't be the case. But I like to laminate it because it looks better that way. So on this site here, now here's the trick bag that Avery does, which I don't like. So as y'all see right now, it has 50 designs, $5,000. It's gonna be 5,000 labels. It costs $14.32. Here's the crazy part about this. I wanted to do 10,000, right? 10,000 labels would have cost me only. So y'all see this price here, $14.32. So I wanted to do 10,000. But you see the design says 50. Now I have 100 different scents. So, but Avery doesn't let you do more than 50 at a time. So I would have to pay double this instead of paying for 10,000, which would have only come to 1,500. Let me show you. Let me see if I can go back. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. So I'm gonna show y'all. So y'all see here, you see how here it says 50 designs. Now, if I update this quote, right, and I say 10,000, I'm gonna show y'all, right? If I update, I want y'all to look at the price difference. Y'all see how it goes to $14.94? But I can't make this higher than 50. I wanted to make it 100. I can't make it. So I was gonna try 99. The max design is 50. So the hustle is that I would have to do 50 at 5,000 twice. And I don't want to do that. So I'm still working on doing that right there. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Before I go, I'm gonna show y'all my fish tank one last time. This is my new fish tank. Y'all see my new baby fish up in there? We're gonna see in a couple months how big they're gonna get. And then this is my computer setup when I go live. I have this monitor and my Mac there, I have my mic there, my Rodecaster there, my Mac computer, and my Windows. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Make sure y'all remember I got a 25% off sale. Shalom.